Hey everybody, excuse the hood. My hair has not been cooperating with me lately, but I wanted to do a video on Noir de Noir by Tom Ford and its dupe Club de Nuit Intense Woman by Armaf, because Armaf does clone fragrances. They take really expensive, luxurious perfumes and colognes and they dupe them for like $25, $35. So it's very affordable for your everyday average person out there. Whereas this 50 ml, I didn't actually buy this, a follower bought it for me and sent it to me. Blows my mind. But this goes for $250 for this size. The 3.4 probably goes for like 350, 340, something like that. But right off the bat, price point proposition. I mean, you both last a long time, but I mean, come on, for $25, right? But I sprayed both of these on the backs of my hands, and yeah, this is Armaf. This is Club de Nuit Intense. Holy fuck, this is Tom Ford. And right away, I'm going to tell you, when I first sprayed them on the initial spray, just to compare, they smelled similar, but I can easily pick apart the difference. I was like, I knew what was what. Like if I was blindfolded, if I closed my eyes and somebody sprayed both of these fragrances in front of me, I would be able to tell what is what. I will say that this is like, I'm like, okay, it's obviously a dupe. It does smell similar, but like the richness and the depth that Noir de Noir has is like you could see it lacking. For example, with Noir de Noir, the chocolate truffle really pops off on my skin. Like it's not just like your typical, oh, it's chocolatey like milk chocolate, like Hershey's, Reese's. No, I usually say Reese's, not Reese's. I don't know why I said that. But this is like, fuck, like inexpensive, like a $200 chocolate is what it smells like, blended with a bouquet of roses and wine in the background. Now, with Club de Nuit Intense Woman, I don't really get the chocolate to that effect. Like right now, like on my skin, I straight up smell roses and blackberries. That's what I smell with Club de Nuit Intense Woman, at least on me. If I really go searching for the chocolate, I mean, I could find a little hint of it, but I don't know if that's just me psychologically trying to tell myself there's chocolate in it because there's chocolate in this one. But no, the chocolate is definitely it's not playing second fiddle to the fragrance. It's there in the forefront. When I called Club de Nuit Intense Woman when I called it Valentine's Day in a bottle, I mean, I wasn't lying, but this is the true Valentine's Day in a bottle. Like the rose in Club de Nuit Intense Woman gives people mixed reviews, because I remember seeing a few comments from women and my followers that blind bought it saying that, Melissa, this smells like old lady. What the hell? It smells mature. And this other girl said, somebody said I smell like a retirement home. And I was like, holy fuck. And to be honest, it might be because of the geranium, the saffron, and especially that rose. Because rose goes one of two ways. It can either be very beautifully blended, like it is here, or it can smell like a bag of old ladies. And I'm not saying it smells like that here. Like off the first time I wore Club de Nuit Intense Woman, I will say I did get a bit of that mature vibe. But the more I wore it, the more I smelled a nice rose with blackberry, which I smell to this day on my skin. But with some other women, like especially if they're new to fragrances and they haven't smelled like too many, that rose can definitely come across as mature. And especially with your body chemistry or your skin chemistry, you might get that like old lady-ish vibe, which kind of sucks. But I would be very, very surprised, extremely surprised, if somebody said that they smell like old lady with this fragrance, because I just don't see it happening. There's no way about it, just because the rose in here is so, it's incredible. That's like such a bad word, but it's delicate, and it's just like, it's strong, and it's just perfectly blended. I've said that I think a couple times already in this video, but that there's no other way to say it really. It's absolutely amazing. And I will say, I'm trying not to be biased here, because if you want me to tell you straight up, I prefer this. I will always reach for this, because I actually gave this to my sister now. Because I'm like, now that I have this, there's not really a need for this. And if you're gonna ask me, would I rebuy this? No. I wouldn't, and I think that it's not that I don't enjoy the scent, but I was kind of let down that it was a dupe of a fragrance. So I was kind of like, all right, don't want to be, I don't really want to have dupes in my collection, if I'm just being honest, for me personally, okay? But if we're talking price point proposition, this beats it out easily, right? To the average person out there that aren't, like the person that's not attuned with scents and colognes and perfumes, they're gonna think your Club de Nuit Intense Woman smells amazing. They're gonna be like, oh my God, because I've gotten a ridiculous amount of compliments off that fragrance. But it's just now that I've smelt this and now that I've worn this, and I've gotten a lot of compliments on this already. It's been 3 days total, and it's just been literally nonstop. I don't see myself going back because this is so incredible. And I will say though that shit, like if most people are not going to drop $250 on a fragrance, like let's be real here, unless you're like a fragrance collector or you got some like deep pockets or something like that, then you might just be like, okay, yeah, I'll casually buy this, I'll do whatever. But for your average day people, like $25 for a fragrance is solid. Okay, to be honest, like that $70 range, that $70 to $90 range is a perfect range for good fragrances, to be honest. So something for $25 is way below that. And for 10 hours, you can't really go wrong with it. So yeah, in short, I still think that this is a great fragrance. I wouldn't rebuy it though, just because also I don't get the strong chocolate like I do here. Like it's the chocolate here is really what's taken me more, like it's really what's won me over, to be honest, because I do just, it's so rich. It really envelops just that sort of Valentine's Day atmosphere in a bottle, and it's crazy. I've never smelled anything like this before. I could totally see how this tried to copy it, but it like this wins me over 110%. And I'm not saying that because it's a Tom Ford. I know people are going to be like, oh, she's saying it because it's more expensive, bro. Of course she's going to go with that one. But no, like it really is the chocolate. If the chocolate here was more in the forefront like it is in this fragrance, like then I might just be like, buy this. But you know what? You could still get this because, I mean, if $25 isn't too much for you and you could test it out, then go for it because this will last you a long time. But just in my personal bias, I'm picking this fragrance. So yeah, both solid. Whatever you decide to buy, I'm sure it'll be like amazing for you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped a little bit. I wanted to do it on TikTok, but there's no way I could fit this all in 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. Bye.